Have you ever felt, completely invisible in a conversation? Like you're talking, but the words just disappear? Well, today we are going to fix that. We're going to look at how you can go from being forgettable to being absolutely magnetic. And it just takes a few simple but really powerful steps. So let's dive right in. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the problem. Then we'll do a quick recap on the all-important foundation of listening. After that, we'll get to the main event, the 1/3 rule. Then we'll cover an advanced skill you absolutely need to know, and we'll wrap up with the amazing payoff you get from communicating this way. Bad communication can feel like you're just stuck in the dark. It's super frustrating, it can make you feel alone, and honestly, it closes doors to opportunities you might not even see. But what if you could just flip a switch? So on one side, you've got that darkness, that negativity, the missed connections, that awful feeling of being unheard. But on the other side, that's the light. That's where you find openness, new friendships, and that feeling of becoming a conversational magnet. This little explainer is all about showing you how to step into that light, just by tweaking the way you talk. Okay, before we get to the new stuff, we've got to make sure our foundation is solid. So let's do a super quick refresher on the 2 steps that everything else is built on. Think of these as the absolute, non-negotiable basics of charming communication. The foundation is actually pretty simple. It always starts with the other person. First, you use empathy to really tune in and feel their mood. Then you use that classic 5WH formula, who, what, where, when, and why, to explore their story. It shows you're actually listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk. All right, so you've listened, you've asked some great questions, but when is it your turn to speak, right? How do you keep it from feeling like a one-sided interview? Well, that brings us to the core technique of this whole thing. And here it is, the 1-3 rule. It's such a simple and elegant formula. You just let the other person share 3 things, 3 thoughts, 3 opinions, 3 feelings. After they've shared 3 times, then it's your turn to share 1 thing. Seriously, this ratio is your secret weapon for finding that perfect conversational balance. It makes sure the spotlight stays on them, which makes them feel important and heard, but it still gives you a clear, specific moment to contribute. Now, you might be thinking, wait, why should I talk so little? And it's a great question. It's kind of paradoxical, but we often become less charming when we talk too much. Why? Because it just gives us more chances to say something, well, boring or awkward or just wrong. The real secret isn't to talk more, it's to make every word count. Talk less, but way more effectively. Let's make this real. Picture this situation. Your girlfriend is absolutely crushed because she failed a huge exam. You've already done step 1, empathy, and step 2, asking questions. She's told you how she feels a few times. Now, what do you say? It's your turn. And look at this response. Your one thing doesn't have to be some life-altering piece of wisdom. It's simple, it's relevant, and it's supportive. You're not trying to solve her life's problems. You're just offering a little comfort based on something you know. It's so simple, and that's why it's so powerful. But for the 1/3 rule to really sing, you have to follow 2 key principles. First, be authentic. Only speak from your own experience. Don't fake it. And second, have some humility. It is so incredibly charming when someone can just smile and say, you know what, I have no idea. I love this saying. It's the perfect way to put it. Trying to show off or act like an expert in front of someone who actually is an expert, well, that's like trying to teach a fish how to swim. It's not just useless, it makes everyone feel awkward and just shatters the connection you were trying to build. Okay, let's take it up a notch. Even if you master listening and you've got the 1/3 rule down pat, there is one giant trap that can completely undo all of your hard work. It's a mistake that can seriously damage relationships. So what is it? What's that one thing? The single biggest communication killer that can make someone just completely shut down on you in an instant? Here it is, giving unsolicited advice. Look, people are naturally wired to protect their own self-esteem. When you jump in with advice they didn't ask for, it doesn't matter how good your intentions are, it often feels like you're criticizing them. Honestly, most of the time, people just want to be heard and understood. They don't want to be fixed. So we've gone through all these techniques. But why? What's the big picture goal here? Why put in all this effort to become a better listener? Well, the answer goes way deeper than just having a few better chats. This quote right here gets to the very heart of it all. Think of great communication as an investment. You just can't expect to get attention and empathy and support from others if you're not willing to give it out first, freely and without expectation. And that, right there, is the ultimate payoff. When you make this your default way of interacting with people, you're not just having good conversations anymore. You are building real, lifelong friendships. You're creating a support system of people who know you, have their back, and who, in turn, will be there to pick you up when you're the one who needs it. So really, the only question left is, where are you going to start? Think about a conversation you're going to have later today. Whose day can you make a little brighter? Whose story can you really listen to? Whose heart are you going to win first?